Dunn can make the stop for the Cougars.
Here's another thing, and you talked about his confidence last year and his anticipation. What a better time than right now to get him in there. They're throwing the ball. They're not going out here and running the ball, trying to run the clock out. What are they doing? They're letting him throw. Does that come from Tedford liking him so much and trying to give him confidence? You need to give him confidence if he's going to be your number two regardless.
I think whether you like him or not, as a coaching decision, you need your backup guy to be confident. In a game like this, where you're in this stage of it, you give your guy confidence out there. Let him throw the ball a little bit. Let him get his rhythm back.
Yes, and he's doing a great job right now on this drive of doing those things. He's managing the offense. He's not trying to force the ball downfield. He's not trying to make the big throw, say, look, coach, I can make the big throw. Look at my big arm. He is doing what he needed to be doing last week, and is just managing that offense, letting the backs work in this system, because those two backs you have in the backfield, they will work for you. Let those backs work for you, and when the big play happens, it'll happen, and that's what's showing right now.
And I think, too, this is the perfect timing for that, because if you start throwing the ball down the field, you look a little bit like those Florida State Miami teams that bowl like they're trying to run it up. Jeff's not a guy who does that, so you run the controlled offense, and you break, and you get into that rhythm.
Tracy Slocum is in. He comes off tackle, and he picks up some yardage before the Cougars converge on him. Greg Trent is in on the play. It's pick up.
End up moving him down to down front guy. He is now a linebacker playing defensive end, defensive tackle spot. And that's a very tough transition to make.
Yeah, giving up a lot of weight there, too.
Yes. Seawright looking for the field goal, 37 yards out, and he drills it. Cal is on the board yet again, and with 2:56 left here in the third, they go away, but the Bears lead 52-3 here in Pullman. Just 16 yards to show for it. Chris Ivory, 5 carries and 20 yards. The Bears up front have done a nice job to snuff the Cougars running game, and this will bring up now a 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4. Kevin Lopina has come on to quarterback for the Cougars here in the second half. Fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, plenty of time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, and holy mackerel, where did he come from? Shooting through was Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, to get him.
Covered sack. All the way, that was a covered sack. The Bears downfield just playing zone, and those Washington State Cougars receivers need to learn, don't run through a zone. Find a place, settle down, slow down, give your quarterback a spot to come to. Kendrick coming off that outside
has had a tremendous day, though. 14 carries, 200 yards for Best, who is now on the bench, probably won't budge. 3 touchdowns for Javid Best as well, if you're just joining us. He has been absolutely electric this afternoon.
And that offensive line, you got to give him a lot of credit. You know, Alex Mack, we touched on him. Best center in college football right now, bar none. Doing a great job up front, opening up holes for that running game. Without the big guys, the little guys don't get all that pub.
Longshore winds up, and guns one low to the turf, gathered in by Nyan Boateng. Nice job as he just sits down, makes the catch. Very good. There's going to be a player in the Pac-10 this year, Mike Pulowski. Jason Gesser, Kevin Calabro in the booth here.
A little bit better, better game today. But, you know, it's fun for me to come out here and see the 2 schools that I was almost going to in college to be calling this game.
I think your game turned out great. It just wasn't so good for the Cougs.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hopefully the critics are gentle on me for my first time and whatnot. But it's been fun today with you guys up in the booth. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, there it is again.
Trying to make it comfortable for you up here, pal. Tracy Slocum gets into the end. Well, the Bears are running roughshod over the Cougars, leading now 59-3. 10.5 minutes to go in this ball game. And the Cal Bears, as we mentioned, got off to a 5-0 start last year, beat Tennessee, Colorado State, Louisiana Tech, Arizona, Oregon, and then went into that Oregon State game with their starting quarterback Nate Longshore hurt. In came Kevin Riley. Right now, Brock Manson is in to quarterback for the Cal Bears, and he is a true freshman, and immediately a flag is thrown at the line of scrimmage.
Idea what was going on. No leader want to step up, take responsibility for what was going on, and that is a big factor. After the season, they went and held a players-only meeting. And you've been on teams, I've been on teams. When you hold a player-only meeting, those are some very intense and emotional meetings. That was at the end of the regular season. Since that meeting, they have not lost a game. This guy has stepped up as one of the main leaders on the team, and he's
Cal has dismantled the Cougars today, 59-3. Jeff Tedford and company will move on to play at Maryland next weekend. Come home on the 27th to meet Colorado State, and then get back into the Pac-10 for the rest of the year when they take on Arizona State on October the 4th in Berkeley. Most points given up by the
has done, and we talked about his quarterbacks he's produced, running backs he's produced, but he's produced bowl teams every single year, and he's continuing to do that with this Cal team that he's doing this year.
Coordinator at Oregon, and then at Fresno State, his first head coaching job at the college level, and this is a pick. Interception thrown away. California in possession, and they will have it and in business at the 27-yard line. And it was Brent Johnson who has come in to replace Darian Hagan.